Knock, knock. Hey, what's up? It's me, Shon-Jhon, aka the Middleman CEO. And I'm probably going to say some things that are very, very controversial today. But if you're okay with me saying it, and if you're not going to get pissed off and run away, and you want to be open minded and hear me out, not saying I'm right, not saying I'm wrong, just saying I have a different perspective. If you're going to be open minded, I'd like to share with you. Is that okay? So, because I don't want to do this if I don't get permission from you. Otherwise, I could just keep this to myself. And I just want to say some things that you're probably going to find them controversial. I'm probably going to say some things that's going to piss you off, make you a little bit upset. And then after I do all that and you guys get mad at me, I'm going to try to solve the problem or at least help you to solve the problem. Right? So hopefully this doesn't get me in trouble, this video. So if you're ready, hit thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, hit subscribe. And let's get into it. So there's something that's going on in the economy, and it's been going on for probably the past year to 18 months, but recently it's starting to take off, get a lot more momentum. And I look at it because I try to look at the big picture, and I just want to share with you, I see some things that's going on that does not look good. That if people are caught off guard, right? Think about the Titanic. The Titanic was a boat that was deemed unsinkable. One of my favorite movies, by the way. Yes, there was room on that headboard or that door, whatever it was. Absolutely. But it added to the drama, made it a great movie, one of a kind. But today, picture this. All right, so today, economically, we just a couple years ago, pre-COVID, we were all on this giant economic wonderland ship that was full of goodness, full of abundance, full of happiness, joy, aspirations, positivity, all of that. Economic bliss. It was just a good time. And then all of a sudden we hit the iceberg. That iceberg was COVID. COVID's the iceberg. It's not the water. COVID's the iceberg. And so I hope I don't get in trouble for saying that on here. We'll just call it Coco because I don't want to get canceled. So Coco, we'll just call it Coco. The Coco virus was the iceberg for the Titanic. And the economy hit the Titanic, right? And so what happened after the Titanic hit the Coco iceberg, then bad things started happening very, very quickly. So people lost their jobs. They didn't just lose them, they were kicked out of them, right? Then money started, because when the jobs closed, people had to make a living. You can't, like, eggs and food still cost money, right? So if you fire me from my job involuntarily, I didn't even agree to get fired. Y'all sent me home, closed my job. And then all of a sudden I still have to feed myself, take care of my family. And so then the government came up with the stimulus, or the stimmy we like to call it, right? And so the stimmy, by the way, I'm not mad at the stimmy, and I'll tell you why. The government is like Tommy from Martin. They ain't got no damn job. Bad grammar, good teaching, but if you know Martin, that's a Martin reference, right? Tommy never had a job. The government doesn't have a job. The government makes money through taxes, through student loan debt, right? Through borrowing. I wouldn't even say borrowing, just printing. They just print money now. And so the stimmy money belonged to the people anyway, because it's money out of their paychecks and taxes. That's all that is. So it's just given back to the people, right? Why the people got so little and the big companies got so much? Go figure, right? Or I'll say it this way, the rich take care of the rich, always. Never forget that. Don't care who it is, they take care of each other. And so you guys got the stimulus, right? The stimulus were put in place. And then so the flood of money came into the economy, and it works like this, right? So let's say a loaf of bread. And I hope you guys are tuned in because this is going to bless you. Right? Let's say that's a loaf of bread. I'm not gonna say what brand because they don't they don't sponsor the channel, so we're not gonna give them credit. But that's a loaf of Shon-Jhon bread, right? Name it after me, right? And so it's a loaf of bread. The PI, pre-inflation, and then can't put post-inflation, same thing. We'll just put after inflation, right? Or cocoa. Right? And so what happens is the government puts money into the economy, right? So this is the government, and they flood money into the economy through the hand of you and me, the consumer. And so the money gets here, just printed, all kind of printed money got here. And then so the bread, pre-inflation, let's say the bread was $2. And so what happens is as soon as money floods into the economy, more money chasing the same good drive the cost of the goods up. Because when this guy was the only one who had the $2, the bread was $2. But now this person's got $2. This person's got $2. And on and on and on and on. Well, more people, more money chasing the same good drive the cost of the goods up. So now that same bread might go for $3.50. That is what inflation looks like. So inflation is simply too much money in the market, and that money chases everything. And then when it does, it drives the cost of everything up. Because if it's supply and demand, right? We got a little bit of supply, just a few breads, and we got so much demand, everybody can't get the bread, right? And so the cost goes up. Whereas if it was the opposite and there wasn't there was an abundance of bread and not a lot of people buying it, then that would do the opposite. It would drive the cost of the bread down. So people talk about interest rates, they talk about inflation in the economy. Here's my take. Just looking at supply and demand, the one thing I learned in high school, right, is the only way you fix inflation is you have to oversupply. If you oversupply, it drives costs down. If you undersupply, it drives costs up. Right? So a store has a sale because it's got too much stuff and they can't get rid of it. So they pile it all into these corners of the store. They call them clearance. Right? And so the reason they're in clearance and their own sales because the store needs to get rid of them. They can't sell them. It's too much stuff. They need to get it out of there. So that's how you get a clearance sale. You oversupply. So the only thing that's going to fix inflation is oversupply. You want to see the housing prices come down? Build too many. You want to see the rents come down on apartments? Build too many. You want to see the gas prices come down? Have too much oil. Everything goes up if it's in low supply and high demand, right? But if it's in low demand and high supply, that drives the prices down. So all of this money from the stimmy checks flooded into the economy and drove everything through the roof. And now everything is too expensive. And so that's how you end up with inflation everywhere, right? And so now you're in a position where the economy is disrupted. So what does that mean? Why am I telling you this? Because now that the flood money has left the market, now you're going to start seeing some effects of a sick market. Right? This is a sick economy. So we'll put a sick economy, right? And there's some things you're going to start seeing in a sick economy. One of the things you're going to start seeing is mass layoffs. There's going to be mass layoffs by the hundreds of thousands, not tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people are going to lose their job due to mass layoffs. Because that is a symptom of a sick economy. So now that the economy is sick, very, very, very sick, you're going to start seeing mass layoffs. And I think you're starting to see that now. So you're going to see a lot of people lose their jobs, right? Another thing you're going to see is everything, it's going to seem this way, everything is overpriced. The whole entire world is expensive. That's how you're going to feel. You're going to be like, man, everything costs too much, right? Because again, the flood of money that's in the economy is a symptom of a sick economy. So now you got too much money running around. Money's a currency. It's got to keep moving. And now it's running around touching everything. I call it hot money. Now the hot money is here driving the cost of everything. And the last thing you're going to see is complete and utter economic collapse. Now, I hope we never get there, but I got a good feeling we're very close to economic collapse. Now, why am I telling you all this? Why am I telling you that America was the Titanic, beautiful, amazing, fast, full of energy. Everybody's having a good time, drinking and being merry, making lots of money. And then all of a sudden, I'm not going to say it, I'll just call it cocoa. The cocoa pandemic happens because I don't want to get canceled. Cocoa pops up, and then cocoa causes the economy to stop. So that's like the Titanic hitting the iceberg. And then as soon as it hit the iceberg, oh, it's going down very slowly. Yes, but it's going down. And then you start to see some symptoms of the sick economy, right? You start to see layoffs. If you haven't been laid off now yet, you're going to start hearing about layoffs, and it's going to scare you because potentially you're next. I don't like to hold back. I'm not going to give you false information. If you are in a big company that is looking to save money and keep their revenue high, they're looking to cut positions, cut roles, cut salary. That's what they're looking to do. That's what managers do. That's what CEOs do. They come in and they cut things. They're like scissors, little scissors running around the office. They cut everything. And so you're going to start seeing a lot of layoffs, which you're seeing now. You're going to start seeing a lot of things that are overpriced. You're seeing it now. Everything costs too much. And then eventually it's going to lead to economic collapse where we're almost going to have to start over. Now, why am I telling you this? I'm not telling you this to make you afraid. I'm not telling this to scare you to death. I'm telling you this because I want you to be prepared. I'm telling you this because there's a real good chance that this is going to happen. There's a real good chance you're going to lose your job. There's a real good chance that your paycheck's not going to cover your bills. There's a real good chance you're going to have to give that car back because you can't afford it, right? There's a real good chance you're going to be living in a place that you don't want to live in, around people that you don't want to live by because you can't afford to go anywhere else, right? There's a real good chance you're going to be eating a lot of McDonald's value meals, $1 meals or whatever, a lot of tacos and nachos because you can't go out to the good restaurants. Real good chance you're probably not going to go on vacation for a year or 2 or 3, right? Because I don't recommend you use debt or a credit card to go on vacation. You're not on vacation. Vacation's on you. So you got to be smart about your finances going forward. You got to make good money moves. And so what I want to share with you is the opposite of what you saw up here. That's what I'm saying. I'm not trying to scare you. I'm just trying to inform you so that you can make the best decision for you. I'd rather know what I'm facing so that I can do what's best for me. I don't want to be blindsided. So I don't want you to be blindsided. So I'm telling you some hard times are coming financially. I'm telling you that if you have a job and that's your only source of income, you need to be afraid. You need to be terrified because you might wake up tomorrow morning with an email on your phone saying, don't come into the office. We don't need you. Office closed. Sold the business. Merged. Don't come in. We'll follow up with you and tell you what happened. And you haven't been there long. You don't get severance pay. You might wake up in the morning and your 401k has lost half of its value, which it will very soon in a stock market crash. The stock market is going down, ladies and gentlemen. It's propped up like it's on crutches. There's crutches holding it up. What are the crutches? Printed money. It's not real. It's going to come down. I'm just telling you. I know you're not going to get a lot of this on YouTube, but I'm telling you, it's coming. Housing market, overpriced. 80% of America can't buy a house right now. They either don't qualify through credit or they don't qualify through finances. Don't you know? I was looking at an article the other day. Let me show you something. The average house in America right now, I told you I was going to say some things that's controversial. It's $350,000. That's the average house. In my neighborhood, it's $515,000. Ridiculous, right? But $350,000 for the average home, right? So that means you got to make, in order to afford this house, your salary or your paycheck. Man, I hate paychecks. Your paycheck has got to be about $90K a year. You've got to make about $90,000 a year just to afford the average home. And that's just a decent home. You don't want to go below that because God knows what you're getting, right? So for a decent home in America, your paycheck's got to be $90,000. Now, let me ask you this. Who make $90,000 a year? I'll tell you. 10% of the working class make $90,000. What does that mean? That means 90% of the people in America cannot afford the average home. And that ain't even a great home. It's just the average. Nothing average is great. So the majority of America can't even afford the average home. So I'm telling you, hard times, they are coming if they're not here already. Some of you are feeling it. You go to the gas tank, used to cost you $20 to fill up your car. Now it costs $40. And so why am I telling you all this? I'm telling you all this because, again, I don't want you to be blindsided. I want you to know what's coming so you can get prepared. Where I'm from, I live in Dallas now, but I grew up in Baton Rouge, South Louisiana, right? And we used to have these things pretty much every year called hurricanes. And after you go through a few hurricanes, you start understanding how to survive a hurricane. But the best part is that you get to prepare for a hurricane. You get to see it coming, right? You get to understand how to survive it, how to move, how to get through it. You know for 2 weeks, no gas. You know for 2 weeks, no cell phone. You know for 2 weeks, no power, right? And so you start prepping to make sure that whenever the storm does come, that you're going to be okay to last throughout the 2 to 3 weeks until everything returns to normal. Usually it's about a month or 2 months before everything gets back to normal, unless it's Katrina and that never got back to normal. But with most hurricanes, about a month or two, everybody's back to normal. The lines are back up. The debris is cleaned up. People are rebuilding. That's how it works, right? And some storms are worse than others. And so I want you to understand that there's an economic hurricane headed your way, and you've got to be prepared. Well, how do you prepare for economic storm, right? How do you prepare? How do you prepare and stay prepared? Right? Right? How do you prepare for the hurricane? How do you stay prepared for the hurricane, the economic storm that's coming your way? How do you do it? Right? We're going to name the storm Hurricane, let's see. What's a good name for economic storm? Hurricane. All right. We'll just name this hurricane poverty. Hurricane poverty. Are you ready for hurricane poverty? By the way, if you're watching, if you have a question or comment, drop it. I'm thankful I'm able to do this because not long ago I didn't have any service. So if you guys are with AT&T or some of the other carriers, you got your service back. Thank God, and I get to share this with you. By the way, there's a live Zoom training going on Thursday night. Put Zoom in the comments if you want to get an invite. I'm limited. I only have a few spots left because I do question and answers afterwards. And one time I did, it had too many people in there. So I'm limited to the amount of people I want to put in there. So I'm almost out of spots. Drop the word middleman in the comments and you'll get a link. So hurricane poverty, how do you prepare for it, right? So one of the first things you got to do is in order to prepare for hurricane poverty is you got to change your mindset. You got to change the way you think about money and finances. You got to change it. I always say there's a hard way to make money. There's an easy way to make money. So you got to change the way you think about money and finances. You got to change it. Cannot be the old ways. You're going to lose that game. So you got to change your mindset when it comes to financial. Shift your financial mindset. You got to completely shift it 180, go in a different direction to change your money mindset. All right? That's the first thing you got to do is be open-minded, ready to shift this mindset, ready to learn something new. That's why I'm here. Right? And so I want to teach you to think differently when it comes to that, comes to finances. The other thing you got to do is understand that your job is not safe. You've got to understand that your job is no longer safe. You got to understand that you could get fired any day now. These companies behind the scenes are working to lower their budgets. That might mean you got to go. So you got to be prepared. You got to flip your money mindset, and then you got to understand that your job isn't safe. The faster I can get you to understand your job isn't safe, the faster I can get you to think differently and look at things from a different perspective, then the faster I could get you to change your life. Happened to me. I always thought the same way about money. That's why I was always broke. Until I changed the way I thought about my money and my finances, and I look at things and go, oh, back in the past, I would have bought that. Yeah, when I got my tax return, I would buy a TV or I would buy something for the car. And that's how I was thinking because my financial mindset was jacked. And then after I learned, I was like, wait a minute, I'm not touching that. I don't need a TV. No, I need this money to make money. I don't want to invest in something like that. Use this money to make more money. If I got 3,000, let's flip it to 6. See, I changed the way I thought. And you've got to change that too. And then you got to understand that, wait a minute, I like my job or I don't like my job, but it pays me, I make money. But I do understand now, just based on what Shon-Jhon just told me, that my job's not safe and they're probably looking to let me go. If not now, a year from now. If not a year from now, 5 years from now. But they don't want me around forever because they got to pay me. So I know they're trying to get rid of me. I know they're looking for some AI or some software that can do my job, and they're going to call me in the office. If they're nice, they're going to call me in the office. If they're not nice, they're going to fire you while you're sleeping, and you're going to wake up like Smokey or like Craig and get fired on your day off, right? You're going to wake up to an email that tells you don't come into the office today, right? And now you're in trouble. So you got to change your money mindset, and you got to understand that your job's not safe. Third thing I got to get you to do, right? A third thing I got to get you to do or get you to think about is making more money. If I could get you to think about making more money, how many people on here live right now, or on, if you're watching on my Facebook, or if you're watching on my Instagram, or if you're watching here on YouTube, by the way, if you have a question or comment, drop it. Let me know. If this is good to you, hit thumbs up. That's the only way I'll know. By the way, I need you guys to understand that I'm trying to give you as much value as I can so that you can be prepared for what's coming. It's no coincidence that everything costs more. There's a reason it does. You've got to be in position to take care of yourself because nobody else is going to look out for you, right? So I got to get you open-minded to making more money. You got to understand that, okay, I got my job, I got my paycheck, but listening to Shon-Jhon, listen to the middleman CEO, I know that's not safe and I can't just count on that one thing. So I got to find another way to make more money, right? I got to find another way to protect my family, to hedge my family, to hedge myself so that if anything happens, and it probably will, we'll still be able to make a living. We'll still be able to take care of ourselves, right? So I need you to flip your money mindset and be open-minded and hear me out. I need you to understand that your job is not safe. And I need you to think about the idea of making more money. Some of you are saying, hey, I'm at work all day. Listen, when you're not at work, you need to be thinking about making more money. When you're on break, thinking about making more money. That's the only way you're going to have freedom. That's the only way you're going to live the life you want to live and stop living the life you have to live. Can I let you in on a little secret? It's way better to live the life you want to live. You got to understand, I know this. I don't know if you know this, but I know that you only get one life on this earth. One. And so your job is to make the most out of it so you can enjoy life and live the way you want to. And that's all I'm trying to get you to. So now that I got you to understand these three things, flip your money mindset, understand your job is not safe. And now we're talking about, hey, how do we make more money? And so what I'm going to do, I'm going to teach you how to avoid hurricane poverty and how to make more money. So let's talk about make more money. That's where the focus needs to be. In case anything happens to your job or your income or anything happens to you, you're safe and your family's safe. Your bills can still get paid. And so the way that you do it, the way that I teach you how to do it, is I teach you this. You simply use, if you have one, and I know you do, use your phone. We're going to use your phone to make money. Now, I know what you're thinking. Shon, how in the world am I going to use my phone to make money? Glad you asked. So I'm going to teach you how to use your personal phone to make money. All you need is a phone and a Wi-Fi connection, and I'm going to get you paid. I'm going to teach you 3 things that's going to change your life. I'm going to teach you how to book a customer. I'm going to teach you how to take a payment from a customer, get a deposit, and then I'm going to teach you how to dispatch that work to someone else, and so you don't have to do it. Is that fair? I'm going to teach you how to book a customer by capturing their information. There's 3 ways you can do it. You can do it through a phone call, you can do it through a text message, or you can do it through email. It's up to you. Doesn't matter. But I'm going to teach you how to use your phone to book a customer, to take a deposit, that's where you get paid, and then you're going to dispatch it to someone else to do the work. If you want to know what I do, because people always ask, man, how are you shooting basketball in the middle of the day? How are you taking up golf? Because believe it or not, yes, I'm the next Tiger Woods. I'm lying. I'm the next Liger Woods, right? But I'm learning golf. I got a friend who's retired. He's teaching me golf. How do I have the time to go out and play golf in the middle of the day? Because I don't have a job. And guess what? I don't want a job. I do make money, but I don't have a job. That's why I always say, you got to understand, a job is not the only way you can make money, right? There are other ways you can make money, but the problem is nobody's told you that, right? Nobody's told you that the real scam is working for 40 years to try to live off the few crumbs they leave you in retirement. That's the real scam. Being broke and struggle life for your whole life. That's a real scam. I want to learn how to make money so I can enjoy life while I'm young enough to do it. Right? When I'm 75, I'm not going to want to be out there swinging golf clubs or learning that. But I'm old enough now, or I'm young enough now to enjoy life. And so a lot of you, you're young enough to enjoy life right now, but you're not living that life. You're not enjoying life. Why? Because you continue to sell your time for money at a job. You don't have the time. If I invite you right now and I say, hey guys, I'm in Dallas. If you're in Dallas, let's do lunch with me from 1 to 3. We're going to do a 2-hour lunch. We're going to talk about business and how to turn you into an entrepreneur and help you start your own business. You're going to walk out there fired up and ready to go. But you guys won't be there. Why? Because you'll say, I can't. I have to go to work. Right? Because you sold that time. The 1 to 3 that I want to have lunch with you, you sold that 1 to 3 to the highest bidder. They pay you $20 an hour for that time. That's $40. That's it. It's not even that. It's probably $30 after they tax it. And then I show up and I say, they paid you what? They paid you $20 an hour for 2 hours, $40 max. You could spend those 2 hours with me. I could change your whole life, teach you how to make $40 in 10 minutes. Right? I could teach you how to make $40 in 10 minutes, but you would never know that because you don't control your time. Someone else does. And so the faster I can get you to think outside the box, think instead of, hey, selling all my time, how about I use money to get my time back? How about I create a side hustle or a passive income business that I can do from home or from the beach or from anywhere where I can still make money, but I don't always have to be on this job, right? Because the job is what sucks, right? Not making money. We love making money. We love getting those checks. We just don't like doing all that work, right? And so what I do, because people ask me, like, what do you do? I actually run a business from my phone. It's called a middleman business, right? So I have a middleman business called Jumpin' Jack Movers, right? And what I do is I simply find customers who need moving, right? So I find customers, and my industry is moving. I also do this in the home cleaning industry. And if you guys watch the channel, you know very soon I'm going to start finding customers for website design. Now, I don't move people. I don't clean your house, and I don't clean my own house. I hire people to do it. And I don't know anything about building a website. And I don't have to. I don't want to. All I want to do is get customers for the people who already do that. So all I do is find customers for a ISP, an independent service professional, or contractors, people who already have businesses. So let's say you have a friend who has a carpet cleaning business, and your friend is really good at carpet cleaning, but your friend needs customers because while they're cleaning carpet, they can't go find a customer. They can't be in two places at once. So now they're in the house cleaning carpets, making $200, not bad, but they need more customers. And so you show up and you say, hey, buddy, I'm going to find you more customers. But when I do, I'm going to take a deposit and then you get the rest of the money. Is that fair? They're going to say, yeah, right? So your friend is the ISP, the service professional who does carpet cleaning. And that could be moving, carpet cleaning, home repair, roofing, painting. It does not matter. As long as they are good at what they do and they need customers, you just go get the customer. You don't do the work. And so you're going to find somebody who needs their carpets cleaned, right? The customer. And then you're going to find them and then you're going to book them by getting their information. And then you're going to take a deposit. All right. So if the job's $200, you might take a $75 deposit. Still not bad on a 5-minute phone call, 10 minutes max. You make $75. See, I told you can make money. So you made $75 on a 5 or 10 minute phone call because all you did was get the customer information, take a deposit, and now you send the work to your friend, right? So get the customer information, send the work to your friend. You're right here. You're the middleman. Whatever your business name is, that's up to you. My business is called Jumpin' Jack Movers. We're the middleman. So all I do is in Dallas, I find, and you can do this in every area. You don't have to do it where you live because you're not doing the work. So in Dallas, and here's how I know that. I have a cleaning company that's not in Texas where I live. It's in Jacksonville, Florida, where I do not live. And I don't even go. But I have a cleaning service there because I have a bunch of cleaning companies that I partner with. And I say, hey guys, I'm going to advertise in Jacksonville. I'm going to get you some work. I'm going to take a deposit and then I'm going to send the work to you. But every time I match, I get paid. So when a match is made, you get paid. Now, I don't take $75 on my bookings. I take an average of $150. So imagine a 5 or 10 minute phone call or a text message or email, and you make $150 every time you find a customer. And I got students right now who's making $250, more than I do. Because it depends on your area. And it depends on the demand, and it depends on how big your area is, like big cities. And it also depends on what industry you're in. So if you get into the roofing industry, all right, the roofing industry, the average job, and this is probably a cheap job, it's probably $10,000, right? And you might say, all right, I'll take 10% of whatever I book. All right, fine. That means you take $1,000 deposit out of every booking, and then you send the work to the ISP who does the roofing. Make sense? And so you just made $1,000. Now a roofing booking might take a little more than 5-10 minutes. So you might spend 20 minutes on the phone, or you might send a few messages, text message or email, and then you take the deposit. You got $1,000. So God honest truth, I woke up this morning because the way I do it, I have Stripe, but I walk you through the whole process of getting your business set up, getting a business name, choosing an industry, putting your first ads out, getting the customer. How do we talk to them? How do we text? How do we email? You get all the templates, right? You get everything we use. How do we set up an agreement with the contractors and the ISPs? We show you how to do that. How do I set up an agreement with the customers? Give them confirmation emails. We show you how to do that. How do I get paid? Hey, there's a few choices I like that you can use to get paid. Stripe's my favorite. With Stripe, I can just send an invoice. God honest truth, I woke up this morning, and when I woke up this morning, I just want you to know that in my account from last night, I had $300. I even shared it with my wife as soon as I got up. I was like, look, because I still get giddy. I still get happy when I get bookings and somebody pays overnight and I get to wake up to money. That way, I can honestly tell you that, hey, you can make money while you're sleeping, even though I booked the job during the day. But if I send an invoice I give them 24 hours to pay the invoice, right? And if they pay it overnight because they're busy during the day, fine. So I wake up to 2 paid invoices because I do 150 a piece, and I got $300 in my account for the day. I haven't even started the day. This was like 6:45 this morning, and I had $300 in my account. Now, you guys could do better than that because when I first started out, I didn't know what I was doing. And now you have somebody, that person being me, I show you how to do it. But anyway, to wrap this up, because I got to get going, if you want to learn how to do what I do, write the word Zoom in the comments, ZOOM, right? So if you want to learn what I know how to do, I'll teach you, because what I know is that your job ain't safe, right? Everything's expensive and it's going to stay that way. And your paycheck cannot be your only source of income. That is too risky. You are risking everything. Your house is paid for by your paycheck. Your car is paid with your paycheck. Your food paid with your paycheck. Your children's clothing with your paycheck. Furniture in your house, paycheck. All of your utilities, your lights, your cable, your phone, all of that, paycheck. Your paycheck controls your whole life. And what you got to understand is if anything happens to your paycheck, it's going to disrupt your whole life. Think about that. It's going to touch everything in a negative way. Hey, my light's out. Yeah, that paycheck didn't come. Hey, we got evicted. We got to move out. I've been there. It ain't no fun to have that notice on your door. I know what I'm talking about. Hey, we got to get out. We got 5 days to vacate the property. I know what it's like. It ain't fun, especially when you got family. It's a terrible feeling. You want to talk about a punch in the gut? Get it. Walk up to your door with an eviction notice. And I've had them several times. And it always felt bad. I felt terrible. And so I don't want you to be in the same position. So I want you to learn how to make money without having to always go to work, and simply by using your smartphone. Your phone's smart, like they say it is. Let it do some work then. So while you go to the beach and sip on whatever fruity drink you like, let the phone do the work. So I'm going to teach you 3 things in the training. I'm going to teach you how to book, take a deposit, and dispatch work. That's all I'm going to teach you. So if you want to learn how to do this, the training is Thursday night, 7 p.m. Texas time. Please, please, please write Zoom in the comments. Zoom, 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 Zoom. And you're going to get an invite. But if you don't get an invite, and I do have to say this, I'm very limited on how many people I can put in there because I do question and answers. And one time I invited too many people. I was overwhelmed. So this time I'm going to limit the amount of people that are in there so I can get to everybody, because I don't want people leaving because people were leaving frustrated because they didn't get their question answered. And it only takes about 40, 45 minutes or so, right? But I do save time for Q&A. But guys, I got a special bonus for you at the end. Please, please tune in. Just type the word Zoom in the comments. I can't wait to see you guys. I promise you I'm going to change your life. Just give me 45 minutes and your life will never be the same. I'm going to teach you how to get away from thinking about trading time for money and get into the habit of using your phone to make money for you while you go to the beach, while you go to the hiking in the mountains, while you do whatever you want to do. Doesn't matter. It's your time. You can make money from anywhere, right? And I'm going to show you how to do it, even on a plane, through email and text. But I'm going to show you how to do it, show you how to make an average of $150 every 15 minutes, because I don't want your calls or your booking process to last more than 15 minutes. So if you're making $150, just think about it. How many of you would have liked to wake up to $300 this morning? I'm just saying, it ain't that hard. All right, so you guys be blessed. Let me teach you what I know how to do. And I'm here for you guys. So let's get this together. Let's learn how to make this money. And I know I said some things that's kind of controversial. But again, you cannot afford to rely on your job. It's just a fact. It's going to disrupt everything if you lose that paycheck. You cannot afford to think about your only source of income is your paycheck. You can't. You can't afford to go out and buy a house. Don't do that. Make money first, then go buy the house. Right. All right, guys, I got to go. I'll see you on the next video. And for everybody who's ready to change their life, I'll see you in the training tonight. Write the word Zoom in the comments, get an invite. If you do not get the invite, I'll just If I don't, my assistant will just let you know, hey, we're packed. So if you get the congrats invite, you're in. If you get the so sorry, we're overbooked, then whenever I do another one, I'll let you know. I cannot guarantee when that'll be. So please take advantage of this free opportunity and get in the class. Please, please, let's change your life today. Peace, guys. Take care.